Hey, what's up guys, Rev here. Today we're going to cover an immensely important topic, the Ahegao Face. This cross-eyed, drooling facial expression is pretty much a cultural fixture of the anime community, one that has also come with a dash of controversy as well. Whether it's being adorned by an anime girl, some cosplay thought, or spread across the hoodie of an unwashed weeb at a convention, Ahegao faces have remained relevant for decades and won't be going away anytime soon. But in this current age filled with people being offended by literally everything, some people have tried to cancel this iconic facial expression. Racist, sexist, predatory, these have all been terms used to describe it. I would assume most people watching this video know how stupid those labels are, but it doesn't hurt to learn the history behind the Ahegao face to further reinforce why these people are so wrong. You may have failed your global history class, but you're gonna ace the history of the Ahegao face. So today, we have a well-written and concise article discussing just that, so pause your hentai, get out a notepad and pencil, and let's learn about the rich history of the Ahegao face. How censorship created porn's new face of pleasure. Japanese censorship forced Ahegao into the world, and it's become a global internet phenomenon. And it feels really dumb to point this out, and I don't think I've ever done this with a single article I've discussed on this channel before, but look who it's written by. A female. I know that some people who are offended by the Ahegao face would instinctively assume an article with a positive light on the subject must have been written by a man. Ironically, much like a lot of hentai artists, the article has a female author. Just wanted to point that out. You know, when you're looking at an Ahegao face, you might think to yourself, boy does she look hungry. Personally, I think she's lusting for a high quality meal from the sponsor of today's video, HelloFresh. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, as a part of their generous sponsorship of this video, HelloFresh sent me a 16-pound box filled with several of their 5-star reviewed meal kits. And enjoy the show as I rifle through the fresh ingredients contained within it. You guys know I rarely do sponsored videos. I'll only do it if I actually think you guys can benefit from it, and HelloFresh is something that'll do just that. Some lore about me, I like anime, but I also like staying in shape, and the best way to do that is to eat not only healthy meals, but healthy meals that actually taste good, and HelloFresh will provide just that. I know for many of you, making a home-cooked meal is intimidating or too time-consuming, and let's be real, with the current circumstances we live in, a simple trip to the grocery store can be anxiety-inducing in and of itself. HelloFresh is the answer. Using the promo code listed, you can find awesome and affordable meal plans that will deliver all the fresh, high-quality ingredients and instructions you need to cook meals selected from the 50-plus options available weekly for HelloFresh users. The meal kits are affordable, healthy, easy to put together, and most importantly, delicious. Use my link or go to HelloFresh.com and use code POG-REV16, that's POG-REV16, for up to 16 free meals, plus 3 surprise gifts across 6 HelloFresh boxes, plus free shipping. Gifts include free appetizers, free desserts, and free premium recipes. And I want to thank HelloFresh again for sponsoring this video and being the most easy and user-friendly sponsor I have dealt with. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's get back to the video. I know it when I see it. That's how United States Supreme Court Justice Potter Stewart famously defined obscenity during a 1964 trial. The Supreme Court, being the highest court in the US, is known for making these tedious 15-part tests to determine just about any legal issue, but for obscenity, the standard used to classify content under its definition is as simple as, you know it when you see it. Now, of course, applying this standard, you ask, when you see a woman with her eyes crossed and strings of spit dripping from her gaping mouth, do you know it? Well, people must have known something because it's become more and more popular over time. It's practically a mainstream thing to do at this point. The whole point is, when you see the face alone, you are led to imagine something more is going on beyond the frame you are seeing. In Japanese, Ahegao translates as an onomatopoeia mashup of panting, as in ahi ahi, and gao, or face. It's different from the more natural ikigo, which means orgasm face. It's more outlandish. Few people in real life will ever pull a real Ahegao face like these girls do, which is part of its allure. It's a juiced up parody of the O face. Like so many other aspects of porn, it's greatly exaggerated and unrealistic. And in this next part, we will see how censorship helped contribute towards the growing popularity of Ahegao. You see, under Japanese obscenity law, a person who distributes, sells, or displays in public an obscene document, drawing, or other objects is punishable up to 2 years in prison or a 2.5 million yen fine. And any connoisseur of hentai or doujins is probably familiar with some of the tactics artists have used to go around these restrictions interpreted by this law. Whether it's censoring a 2-foot schlong with a single black bar, or intricately weaving in body parts into a mosaic, it's all an attempt to get around this increasingly archaic set of laws. Unsurprisingly, under these restrictions, showing anything like penetration, for example, is extremely difficult. One way to deal with it, the birth of the Ahegao Face, which has shown up in Japanese artwork since the late 80s and early 90s. And within the production of doujins and hentai, it became a damn near essential to their toolkit. An essential that was so well liked that artists, cosplay models, and adult entertainers caught on to its appeal and incorporated it into their work. Like her or hate her, but think about someone like Belle Delphine and how she helped spread this face into even more popularity and the mainstream. But largely over the course of time, this face has made many appearances in various media without really any sort of resistance until something changed. The face then proliferated into more common spaces, particularly in the West, through one product. Enter the Ahegao hoodie. According to Know Your Meme, in 2015, a collage of hentai characters by manga artist Harume started circulating online. Someone put them on a bunch of apparel, and from there, it was on its way to being mass-produced in design shops like Redbubble. In 2017, a Reddit user posted a photo of someone wearing a different Ahegao collage design, this time on a hoodie. That hoodie is the one that's become notoriously controversial. It's still on eBay, and Amazon, and Alibaba, and so on and so forth. And here's the thing about the hoodie. It's not even that bad. I mean, it follows exactly what the Ahegao aesthetic is supposed to be, a face that allows your mind to imagine what's going on outside the frame. In and of itself, harmless. But this cheap, Reddit-approved hoodie became an easy purchase for people who wanted attention, and ended up being one of the edgy things to wear to certain events. One of those events being conventions. In fact, in late 2019, organizers of the SunnyCon Anime Expo officially stated that clothing depicting Ahegao would not be welcome at their convention. And I have to be honest, this one was always an odd one for me. While I don't agree with the outright banning of the hoodie from conventions, I can understand why they did it. At the very least, their stated reason for the ban makes sense, but also kind of doesn't if you think harder about it. Going on attendee feedback, people wearing Ahegao made the majority of attendees uncomfortable, especially those with children at the event. From their personal standpoints, they don't see anything wrong with Ahegao, especially in a controlled adult environment. But SunnyCon, held annually in the UK since 2010, is an all-ages event. So just a little footnote, a lot of the quote-unquote feedback was likely in regards to a rash of social media posting at the time, saying everything about the topic, saying it was racist, sexist, and that the hoodie depicted young characters. Now, to think the majority of convention goers are uncomfortable with the hoodie is an exaggeration, and I will say the reasoning behind their ban made a lot more sense, but something still felt odd. Odd because we're talking about faces. Just faces. Ironic to see them viewed as sexual and bannable, even though their entire creation was to thwart censorship. However, I guess this is a good example of people in the West taking the concept meant to be private or part of internet culture and forcing it upon the rest of the public for the sake of memes, attention, or whatever, and exposing people who probably don't want to see it in the first place. While I don't think the hoodie should be outright banned, I still understand why it's weird to wear it to, well, just about anything public, but it would certainly still fit in at an adult-oriented convention, no doubt. But in their ban, the officials at SunnyCon predicted interest in the Ahegao would only dwindle, but that's not how things turned out. As you can see from Google Trends, the term has stagnated in interest since the 2019 convention ban. Now clearly, the Ahegao face is not going anywhere anytime soon. This face is not some form of exploitation or racism. It's an adaptation to a harsh environment of censorship that still exists in Japan. Not to sound corny, but it's also a form of expression. ironically being demonized despite it's an attempt to express female satisfaction in fictional works. But with any of these topics, being informed is important, and I hope this video was some help. But that's going to do it for today. I appreciate you guys for tuning in, and I'll see you guys next time.